At the turn of the 20th century, tuberculosis was at its height, killing an estimated 450 Americans every day. Fast forward 100 years, and COVID-19 was taking a toll at twice that rate. But throughout that same century, a playful brick building on the banks of the Olentangy has housed a time-tested secret: fresh air.
Light, fresh air, that is something you don't get in a lot of buildings today. So this preservation project, really making the building true to its roots, that's the success of it all.
2571 Neal Avenue in Columbus, Ohio is all about ventilation and sunlight. It's got beautifully tall windows, open patios, covered porches, and even cross-ventilating hallways. It was built as part of the open air school movement, designed as a solution to the tuberculosis epidemic that was ravaging the Western world.
The first open air school was set up in Germany, and it was called a school in the woods. And the concept quickly came to the United States, with the first one being a building in Providence, Rhode Island, 1908. The idea was it could be a school that was set up outside, it could be on a rooftop, it could be in a classroom that had all of its walls removed and windows installed. But Columbus was actually really proactive in this regard, because by 1913, the first open-air school was built on this site. It was just a one-story but had ample windows and wraparound porch. And then in 1928, the current building was built.
The first thing was siting the building, siting it away from sources of pollution. And here we were at the edge of the universe and away from the city. Big open windows, big open spaces, and having this focus on bringing in daylight and views. We know that it's essential for our wellness, and really these schools were designed as a focus on wellness.
This used to be the space where the kids used to take their naps. They had heated floors. We left the pipes, the original pipes intact, just so you can get a sense of the history and the evolution of the building. This property had lied vacant for a number of years. And when we came into the project, we had created a lot of concepts.
I think when they bought this building, it was an opportunity, but they didn't quite know what to do.
And so our first plan was actually to put student housing. We even went to the area commission, and when we presented it to them, they asked us to do a little bit more research on the community. We realized that it's not just students who are living in this area, it's actually families. That's what got us excited about creating this community hub. How do you take this beautiful building and allow more people to see it?
The original architect for the building was Howard Dwight Smith, the same architect that did the Ohio Stadium. It was very prolific. And looking at the building, this was modeled on Italian Renaissance design. When you have a building like that, it's not just I'll say a dumb box, but when you have buildings that have thoughtful relationships to daylight, views, access, sight, it makes it so much easier because you can really play off those things.
He designed it with special features that involved outdoor play. There was a covered play area in front where the cafe is now. That was originally open, or they could be on the rooftop terrace. That was called the play terrace on the plans.
And so you think about that sense of play and everything. That's the brick, right? You see that it's not straight, it's playful.
And that's on purpose.
That is 100% on purpose.
It's all over the building.
Yes.
This beautiful, playful, whimsical little detail.
In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, beautiful, playful, and whimsical was perhaps just what people needed. Purchased in 2018 and reopened to the public in 2022, the Open Air School building now houses a variety of tenants, including a fitness center, a cafe, and a pottery studio. More than anything, it's a place of connection.
This was the connection here. This building came all the way and connected to the door there. We saw that in the historic site plan that there used to be a path. So we recreated the path down to the trail. And it says, "Go forth under the open sky" here.
Is that a directive for us to go forward?
Probably, yeah.
After COVID, people were craving experiences. They wanted to go to a place that had a story. And this building and the history and being there for kids who are susceptible for tuberculosis, and the idea that exposing kids to fresh air might prevent them from getting tuberculosis, it kind of came full circle.
There's Mom. Do you know Mom's here?
No.
Hi, Mom.
We're doing a video. And Phoebe, the whole crew.
Historic preservation, and what I love about it, is that it is bringing stories to life. It brings our history to life. This rehabilitation really is a gift to the future generations to know this story and to appreciate this building and to understand where it came from and why it was built.
The best thing about this project is we've gotten credit for a lot of the stuff that we had nothing to do with, which is the beautiful arch windows or the really cool brick, and just that original architect who did this. I mean, he's made a building that has withstood the test of time and that we've come in and tweaked it. But so much of what people like about this building is something that was here before we got here. And so we've just allowed that to kind of breathe through.